வணக்கம் நண்பர்களே. தலைவர்களுடன் ஒரு நாள் நிகழ்ச்சியில இன்றைக்கு காங்கிரஸ் கட்சியினுடைய இளம் தலைவர், காங்கிரஸ் கட்சியினுடைய எதிர்காலம் என்று அந்த கட்சியினுடைய தொண்டர்களாலும் மூத்த தலைவர்களாலும் கணிக்கப்படக்கூடிய திரு ராகுல் காந்தி அவர்களோடு இணைகிறோம். நேற்றும் இன்றையும் அவர் கோவையிலும் திருப்பூர் அதேபோல ஈரோடு மாவட்டங்களில் மக்களை பலதரப்பட்ட மக்களை சந்தித்து வருகிறார். இந்த நிகழ்வுல இது கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு தேர்தல் பரப்புரையினுடைய தொடக்கமாக அமைந்திருக்கிறது. முதல்ல கொங்கு மண்டலத்தில் அவருடைய பரப்புரை தொடங்கி இருக்கிறது. அடுத்து தமிழகம் முழுக்க பல்வேறு பகுதிகளுக்கு செல்வதற்கான திட்டமும் இருக்கிறது. திரு ராகுல் காந்தி அவர்களுடைய முதல் தனி நேர்காணல் புதிய தலைமுறைக்காக அவரோடு பேசலாம். வணக்கம்.
வணக்கம்.
So how do you feel about this trip? How do you see the response from the common man?
I always like coming to Tamil Nadu. I enjoy myself. It's a very positive feeling I always get.
Feel like people are ready to vote for your alliance in this election for 2021?
Yeah, I mean, of course, people are ready to vote for alliance, but coming here for me, it's an emotional thing. I feel a lot of love and affection, and there are certain things I like about the Tamil people, just naturally and in general. So I like coming here.
You have spoken in Madurai and in various places that you are appreciating about the Tamil culture, Tamil, connect everything. But there is an accusation from the BJP that Congress is not, appreciating Tamil culture so far. Is it so?
I don't respond to accusations from the BJP. I'm not interested in responding to them. I have a relationship with the people of Tamil Nadu, and I speak to the people of Tamil Nadu. If you ask me, I actually believe that Tamil Nadu has a very important role to play as far as India is concerned, nationally and internationally. What is the role nationally? The role nationally is that you are a central component of the idea of India. Just like other states, you are a central component of that idea. And there is a lot that others can learn from Tamil Nadu, that I can learn from Tamil Nadu. You organize yourselves very effectively. You are leading manufacturing power in India. And I think if Tamil Nadu develops a proper vision for the future, it can show the way forward for the whole of India. Hey, India is facing a challenge. Challenge is we have a very large population and we are unable today to utilize the strength of that population. You look, huge country, tremendous potential, brightest youngsters, but we are stuck in a hole. We're not moving. Disaster in economy, joblessness, and the way out of this, I believe, central component of the way out of this is the idea of manufacturing. And Tamil Nadu is the principal pillar. Of course, there is Maharashtra also, but if you look at Tamil Nadu, you are at the forefront. So I think a solution for India is going to partly come from this state. That is why I like coming here. I like listening to what people are saying. I like trying to go into a little bit of detail about how they are feeling, because I feel that any vision that is going to be given to India is going to have a Tamil component.
Tamil Nadu is always advocating for state autonomy. Do you agree with that point of view? Like, we are Indian, but at the same time, state should have more powers.
I said in my speech today that there is a relationship. If I'm talking to you, I must respect you, but you must also respect me. I cannot sit here and be rude to you, disrespect you, and then expect you to respect me. Doesn't work like that. My problem with the ideology of the BJP, ideology of the RSS, is they do not respect the idea of Tamil. They do not respect the language, they do not respect the history, they do not respect the culture, they do not respect the idea. And I can only expect you to respect me if I respect you. So as I said in my speech today, if we are going to say that Tamil Nadu is a part of India, then we have to say that India is Tamil Nadu. We cannot say one but not the other. So, what the Tamil people deserve and expect is respect. Respect of their culture, respect of their sentiment, respect of their language. It's not much.
Don't you think BJP respect Tamil? Because Prime Minister Modi in the recent years quoted Tirukkural many times and saying Tamil is a rich
quoting
language.
somebody does not mean you respect somebody. Prime Minister has been quoting Mahatma Gandhi. Godse assassinated Mahatma Gandhi, right? So quoting somebody just to take advantage doesn't mean you respect them. Respect them is from here. Respect them means it has to come from here. It does not come from here. And you can see it is not only Tamil. It is a basic disrespect of every other idea other than their own. They are calling farmers terrorists. They have passed laws that are going to cripple the farmers and they are calling the farmers terrorists. Why? Because the farmers don't agree with them. So, see, I cannot come to you and say I understand everything. I have to come to you with humility and say, I understand certain things. You also understand certain things. Now let us work together. The ideology of the RSS BJP is we understand everything, you know nothing. Prime Minister says Man Ki Baat. What does it mean? It means only what I say is relevant. What you are saying is no, I'm not interested. So that is not the politics that is going to help this nation.
How do you see the next decade of the nation, like in culture, in economic, or in development? Do you have any hope?
I think the Prime Minister, RSS, BJP is fundamentally weakening the foundation of the nation. Foundation of the nation is based on our farmers, laborers, youngsters, weavers, fishermen, this mass of people. Prime Minister's media is done for him by 5, 6, 7 big people. The entire effort of the Prime Minister is to reward these people. Whether it is demonetization, it is GST, it is the reaction to Corona. The entire idea is to destroy this foundation, right? Demonetization destroyed thousands and thousands of small businesses in Tamil Nadu, middle-sized businesses, destroyed their cash flow. GST, a small business simply cannot function in the complicated GST environment. Big business has no problem. You get 20 accountants, easy. Small business, one accountant is a problem. So what they're doing is they're destroying the structure. And they're thinking that they can keep doing this and there's going to be no consequence.
You feel they are destroying the culture, destroying everything, economy and other things, but why people chose BJP? They are getting more and more power.
They have complete capture of the institutional framework of India. They have complete capture of the media, and now they have complete capture of finances.
But people voted for him or voted for them.
Yeah, but a democratic country, a democratic opposition operates with institutional structures. I need the courts. I need a free and fair media. I need discussion in parliament to bring my point to the people of India. I'm not allowed that. I cannot speak in parliament. Parliament is closed. You know what is happening in the legal system today in India. You know what is happening in the media in India today. You know how much money the RSS BJP has when compared to other political parties. So, if you want to fight this democratically, we have to have the tools to fight it democratically. India is heading into a dictatorial situation. Oh, 100%. And the response is going to be a mass response. The response is going to be along the lines of what the Kisans are doing, that we don't accept, right? And the response will be earth-shaking when it comes.
But many states voted for BJP. That's you are saying they have destroyed everything.
I just explained why they voted.
Yes. Okay.
If I was to give you total domination of media, if I was to give you total control of the legal system, total control of discussion in the country, your point of view will be put across easier.
But now people have other options. Social media is there. They can reach.
Social media does not replace the legal system. Social media does not replace the television. Social media doesn't replace all this. Of course, one works with social media, but there is a capture of the soul of India.
You have spoken a lot about the center, even in Tamil Nadu in your 2 days trip. What about the state?
State is an appendage of the center. State is controlled by the center. That's why I'm not speaking so much.
The big
about
accusation.
it. Ask anybody in Tamil Nadu, they'll tell you that it's pretty clear that the RSS Narendra Modi combine is blackmailing the government of Tamil Nadu. It's pretty clear. There's no confusion in people's minds. They're saying it.
Mr. Edappadi Palanichami yesterday told me that no one can control me and we are working freely. There is a systematic propaganda against the state government.
That's interesting. So if that is the case, the BJP is very, very disliked in Tamil Nadu. Why is he their partner? Why is he forced to be their partner? You go to Tamil Nadu, you ask anybody, they are against the BJP. So why is it so difficult for him to say, okay, I'm not going to stand with the BJP? Obviously, there's control.
Last time during the parliamentary elections, your alliance in Tamil Nadu got 38 seats out of 39. Do you see the similar kind of response or electoral prospects in 2021?
I've said that the Tamil people will not accept a government that is controlled with a remote control by Mr. Modi. So you will see the similar reaction that you saw. The Lok Sabha reaction was the same, that we are not going to accept this person who thinks he can run our life. The same spirit is there.
There are some streamers in Pondicherry in your alliance. There are differences. Will it affect Tamil Nadu's prospects in electoral?
I think we have a good relationship with the DMK, and of course these things happen, minor things, but I don't think it will affect it at all.
In the last elections, you got 41 seats. How many seats this time Congress will contest?
I don't think it's fair of me to discuss that in a media channel. I mean, this would be very disrespectful of me to have this type of discussion on TV. So I would not do that.
Your mother and Congress chief, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, had a very good rapport with former Chief Minister, Mr. Karunanidhi.
By the way, I must tell you, I also had a very good rapport with Karunanidhi ji. In fact, one of my most memorable meetings was the meeting I had, the last meeting I had with him. It was a very inspiring meeting for me.
There was a criticism that you never met him. You were, traveling along state. You were visiting Tamil Nadu when he was alive. I don't
think that is fair. But I must say that I think I realized when I met him the last time that there was a lot I could learn from him. And I felt bad that we had so little time, because I think he understood the voice of the Tamil people. It's something that I'm interested in understanding, so he could have taught me a lot. So I was disappointed that didn't happen.
Do you have the
But in my meeting with him, I'll tell you what I realized. I realized that he understood, because he was very affectionate with me. We met for 5 minutes. Well, we met alone for 5 minutes. We met with other people for a long time. But I realized he was very affectionate with me. And I realized that he understood that my interest in the Tamil people was genuine. And so I felt that connection.
Do you have a similar rapport with Mr. M.K. Stalin?
I'm very fond of
Will it help the state unit to get more seats?
Well, again, this is not the place for having this discussion. Right? That's a discussion that will be held between our two organizations. It's not my place to make these comments, but I like Mr. Stalin.
Can you say your alliance is intact?
Yes.
You have visited Tamil Nadu twice within a month. Is it an attempt to strengthen your party or to bargain more numbers from DMK, or give some kind of a boost for the party men?
I'm going to come here more often. As I told you in the beginning, I like coming here. I learn. And of course, we have to strengthen the alliance against the BJP. It is our duty, our responsibility to make sure that the BJP is soundly defeated here.
BJP people say
I don't
that,
like the word bargaining. I don't think it's a question of bargaining.
okay.
That's not the correct word. We have a very strong relationship with the DMK,
Fine.
and we are working together to make sure that Tamil Nadu gets a formidable government.
BJP sees a very positive space in Tamil Nadu in the recent elections. Post Ms. Jayalalitha and Mr. Karunanidhi's demise, do you see any growth for the party, for Congress in Tamil Nadu?
For Congress?
For Congress.
Of course. Congress has a very particular space in Tamil Nadu. We are a bridge, as I said, of mutual respect. We are the bridge between multiple different ideas. So I think we have a lot of space. I think we have a group of very dynamic people. We have a new generation, and I think we have a lot to give to the people of Tamil Nadu.
They've talked for 2026.
Who's
the
the
government
BJP?
of BJP is aiming to form a government in Tamil Nadu. Any such move from Congress? Any target like in 10 years or 20 years
No, we are not.
to form a government
We
in
are
Tamil Nadu?
interested right now in fighting the BJP. We are not. We want to defeat the ideology of the BJP, which we see as a threat to the nation. We are not bothered about 20 years from now, 50 years from now. Nobody knows what happens 50 years from now.
The power is must to ensure many things, no, here, anywhere.
Yeah, power is important. Truth is also important.
Yes.
Often truth is the foundation.
You have lost power 50 years back in Tamil Nadu. Do you see any progress here
I just told you, I think there's a tremendous space for the Congress. I think there's tremendous potential.
Right.
And our number one goal is to make sure that the RSS is soundly defeated.
So why people should vote for your alliance in 2021 assembly elections in Tamil Nadu?
I think we want to give a vision to Tamil Nadu. And we want to take Tamil Nadu back to when it used to be a manufacturing powerhouse. We want to have a government that is pro-poor, that protects the interests of the weavers I spoke to today, protects the interests of farmers, protects the interest of workers. And we want the people of Tamil Nadu to feel that it is a government that is working in the interest of the weakest people. From a Congress perspective, there is of course the question of Tamil Nadu and the future of Tamil Nadu and the vision that I've just proposed. There is another thing, which is that we see a threat to the idea of India from the BJP. And so we are fighting the BJP and the RSS across the country. And we are fighting them because they are attacking our diversity, because they are trying to crush the voices of the weak, because they believe that only one language should run India, because they believe that India has only one history, because they believe India should have only one culture. And so it is our duty as the Congress party to help fight the BJP in Tamil Nadu, make sure that their ideology does not come here, is stopped, but also to fight the BJP across the country.
They've already succeeded this Congress Mukt slogan. They've been telling that.
Well, the point is Congress Mukt slogan. We won the election in Madhya Pradesh. They toppled the government using money. Won the election in Goa. They toppled the government using money. So wherever, they are using completely dirty tactics, right, to try and topple. They tried to topple our government in Rajasthan. They've toppled our governments in the northeast. So as I said to you, the BJP has captured the institutional structure of India. They have captured the democratic structure. And that is the real fight that is taking place.
Right.
You will see that India is going to get into very serious trouble.
On?
Well, first of all, you have today, Chinese troops sitting inside Indian territory. They're sitting in our land. Why does the media not say anything about it? Why is it that the media doesn't mention to anybody that Chinese troops are sitting inside India? If in any other country, troops from another country enter your country, the media will be saying it every single day.
Media has been reporting it.
No. What do you mean media has been reporting? Media is very, very, very quiet. The troops are sitting in our land. They've occupied more than 1,000 square kilometers of our land. The 56-inch chest of Mr. Narendra Modi is nowhere to be seen. He does not even say the word China. Please look over the last 6 months. The Prime Minister has not said the word China. Right? So, the Chinese understand what is going on. They understand that India has been weakened economically. They understand that diversity is being attacked in China. They understand that Narendra Modi is destroying the foundation of the country. They see weakness. They take advantage of it. I guarantee you, and I said it today, I guarantee you, if the farmers of India were strong, if the laborers, workers, small, medium businesses of India were strong, like they were 6-7 years ago, the Chinese would not even dare put one foot inside. It is our strength. Democracy is our strength. Our institutions are our strength. Our economy was our strength. Our farmers are our strength. He's weakening everything. So you can see that we are unable to produce jobs for our youngsters. You can see that an economy that used to grow at 9-10% is one of the worst performing economies in the world.
But across the globe, it is economic crisis is
no,
there.
No. India is one of the worst performing economies. India used to be one of the best performing economies. India is not recovering in the same way as many other countries.
But as much as many policies, including economic policies, foreign policies, both BJP and Congress are having similar policies.
Not
largely.
No, not at all. Completely different policies. Nowhere has the Congress party ever said that we are going to do demonetization.
But it was ideated by UPA government. This GST. I'm talking about GST.
Look, demonetization is an insane act.
Yes.
Okay, no sane government can think of this. Our GST was fundamentally different than theirs. We said one tax, minimum tax. They've given you 5 taxes. So, no, the Congress policies on economics are completely different than the BJP politics,
right.
BJP policies. Now, unfortunately, I've got to run because I've got a meeting with our senior leaders.
Fine.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you.
Lovely talking to you. Lovely talking.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rahul, for your time and elaborate interview.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.